让世界知道了，现在中国人民已经组织起来了，是惹不得的，如果惹翻了，是不好办的。
大家好，欢迎收看 KO 墙头草，为你汇整强国重要消息。强国解放军最近飞台湾海峡就像逛菜市场，不过呢，他们这次一定注意到了，美国国务院已经批准3项对台军售武器案，包括海马斯多管火箭系统、增程型距外陆攻飞弹，以及F-16战机新式征兆夹舱。其中海马斯多管火箭系统和距外陆攻飞弹，它们的射程分别能达到270公里跟300公里左右，具有反制的能力。看到这消息后，真是期待再从战狼口中听到勿谓言之不预也。
我们敦促美方悬崖勒马，否则必将自食恶果，勿谓言之不预也。
勿谓言之不预也。
我只想呵呵2声。
另外，美国大选的插曲杭特坑爹的电邮门，始于美国纽约邮报的报道，在杭特拜登的笔电里面被发现由于中国乌克兰相关的不当利益，甚至还有洗钱的疑虑。
Call Biden a criminal. Why is that?
He is a criminal. He's a criminal. He got caught, read his laptop, and you know who's a criminal? You're a criminal for not reporting it. You are a criminal for not reporting it. Let me tell you something. Joe Biden is a criminal, and he's been a criminal for a long time, and you're a criminal in the media for not reporting it. Good luck, everybody. Have a good time. Have a good time.
硬碟中另有杭特的不雅照，前纽约市长朱利安尼持续在媒体揭露。
All right, remember that. No significant real denial from the Biden campaign. There's that. Also, there's an email outlining a proposed deal to do business with China, and 10% would be reserved for the big guy, and everybody seems to think that's Vice President Biden, former Vice President Biden at that point. Also, there's all kinds of unpleasantness in there, photos and, well, Hunter's adventures around the world. Rudy Giuliani is the president's attorney. He's also America's mayor. He has made these allegations. He's looked at the hard drive, and we all think that this needs to be looked into. Unfortunately, too much of the media will not. I wonder why that is. But for now, Rudy Giuliani joins us once again. Mr. Mayor, great to have you back on Newsmax. How are you tonight?
So basically, Biden was using his son in a horrible way as a bag man. You would think he would get some kind of a political flunky to be his bad man, but instead, as his bag man, he used his son, who's afflicted with drug addiction. And over the period of years, he made the drug addiction much worse by having his son involved with some of the most crooked people in the world.
So, Mr. Mayor, a couple of things. Number one, the documents, the one that you just summarized, I read that in the paper. I also saw the email between Vadim Parzarsky and Hunter. Very interesting. Let me ask you this, though. Are there any documents, and I know there's a lot of things that you say document Hunter Biden's unusual sexual activities, but are there any documents, any more documents that tie Vice President Biden to Burisma or to money from Hunter Biden? I mean, let's face it, it's Biden, the father, who's on the ballot in 2 weeks. Anything else other than what we've seen so far tying him to Hunter's business?
Yeah, 2 major things that I found. In addition to this, which basically says that Biden was getting 50% of the bribe money, which makes sense, actually. There's well, this is really a very, very sensitive one. There's a text message to his father in which he says the following. He's discussing his sister-in-law, who for quite some time was his lover. And he says, she told my therapist that I was sexually inappropriate. This would be with a unnamed 14-year-old girl. When she says that I FaceTime naked with the unnamed 14-year-old girl, and the reason I can't have her out to see me is because I'll walk around naked smoking crack, talking tom girls on FaceTime. When she was pressed, she said that the unnamed 14-year-old girl never said anything like that, but the bottom line is that I created and caused a very unsafe environment for the kids. This is supported by numerous pictures of underage girls. Bernie Kerik and I turned it over to the Delaware State Police because we're very uncomfortable with this. So we're very uncomfortable with the fact that these underage girls were not protected.
So here's the deal. Hunter Biden, let's face it, he's never going to be elected to anything, and he'll probably wind up in jail someday for something. Who knows? But I'm more concerned about the vice president because is there anything concrete tying Joe Biden to Burisma money from China? It does not look good at all to me, those emails and what they were up to. Anything in that regard. And if you haven't found it yet, you're kind of saying it might still be there because how much of this hard drive have you been through?
I found it already. You found it. There's a memo in here that says that 10% of the money that was being whacked up, that was $10 million a year, and then 50% of the profits with 3 Chinese communists, one of whom was a Chinese intelligence operative, that 10% of that was going to H for the big guy. So we've identified the big guy several ways. One, right after that text message, email rather, there's an email that is asking for keys for the office they're going to share with the Chinese communists. And the first key they ask for is for Joe Biden, the big guy.
Yeah.
Number 2, there's an anonymous source that has told Fox News that the big guy is definitively Joe Biden. He's one of the people involved in the deal. I know his name. I'm not at liberty to tell you, but I'm told that within a day or two, he's going to go public.
I can't wait to hear the information when it's ready to go public. Mr. Mayor, a couple of quick things. The Attorney General, we know the president is kind of impatient with him.
Joe Biden is a corrupt politician, and you people aren't covering that, and that's not fair. Yeah, the FBI should be investigating. I don't know if they are or not, but they should be investigating him, and you'll have to call Ray and ask him. But that is, and why did they have those, and did they have it? Did they have that laptop for a long time and not do anything with it? And that's the question the Washington Times is going to have to look into. But certainly the FBI should be investigating it because on its face, he's guilty as can be. There is not even a question about it. On his face, he shouldn't be allowed to run. So we'll see how it is.
I interviewed him last week. I said, is he going to be around for a second term? He said no comment. Looks like this hard drive may have been in the FBI's possession for over a year at this point.
No, I think 7 months. Correct. Right.
7 months, to be fair. All right. So at this point, is the Attorney General going to do anything before Election Day?
I have no idea. All I can tell you is if you were to look at the photographs on this hard drive and you didn't report it to the police, well, if you were a law enforcement officer, you'd be guilty of a felony. And if you're just a normal citizen, you'd be a horrible human being. There are numerous pictures here of girls that are being, they shouldn't be there. That's all I can tell you.
I understand.
If the Delaware State Police don't do anything about this, it would be really a tragic thing.
甚至有消息透露，此位成年少女来自中国，且中共持有这些照片和影片，这不禁让人联想到郭文贵所说的蓝金黄手法。还不知道蓝金黄的朋友可以点阅右上角这个影片。再看看拜登对于此事的危机处理，实在是令人啼笑皆非。拜登在选前倒数时刻，居然像韩总机选总统时一样，好几天不见人影。他找了一个理由说，因为我要好好准备辩论。另外，拜登竞选团队最新广告疑似找了个临时演员，酒吧老板抗议川普防疫不力，让他的生意陷入困境。而实际上，他不但是某公司首席执行长，还是当地多家科技公司的天使投资人，财力雄厚，根本不是苦哈哈的小老百姓。同一时间又有传教士预言，川普就是天选之人。
Here goes. I want to share with you. I was praying on Sunday saying, God, please tell me how it's going to happen. And I hope I've got the word. But first of all, I want to say without question, Trump is going to win the election. And that doesn't mean you sit home and don't vote. That means you get out and do everything you can to work. But he's going to win. That's, I think, a given. But after he is sworn in, and his vice president is Mike Pence, then trouble is going to happen. He's going to be challenged by the Chinese, as you couldn't believe. He'll be faced probably with some kind of a war. The North Koreans are going to have nuclear weapons. They're going to threaten us. The Russians are going to do everything they can. The Turks have got their things going. And the next thing is the election that's coming up in just a few weeks, at which time, according to what I believe the Lord told me, the president is going to be reelected. I'm saying by all means, get out and vote for whoever you want to vote for, but by all means, let your voice be heard. But it's going to lead to civil unrest of a great proportion, then a war against Israel, and so forth and so on.
Cause there ain't no doubt he loves this land.